Yo, what's good? My brothers and sisters, good morning. Viewers and listeners, you already know who it is. Maudie representing
DU.
Direct Unfiltered. Should have been a long time ago, but it's a long time coming. But we're here now, yo. All right, you already know the topic, guys. But I'm gonna let you introduce. I'm gonna let my boy introduce himself real quick and tell you what he does out here, y'all.
Hey, that's good, yo. It's Dumbo. I'm the host, coming to you with a constructive dialogue, helping you to get to know the world and even more importantly yourself.
So going back to what I was talking about, you know, black women, yo. Like there's nothing wrong with them. I love them a lot, to be honest with you. Like I never dated a black woman. Like I've had you know, friendship with them, but I never had a real serious relationship or dating or whatever. Building some type of a form of relationship long term. Cause they didn't like me because I was a short nigga. I wasn't 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, you black women, you really gotta start fucking with niggas who aren't not six fucking basketball players.
They like, oh, damn, this nigga's 5'8", 5'9", he's short. I ain't fucking with this dude. It's and obviously I was a woman like that, so I didn't have any money like that, obviously, because I'm driving a Volkswagen at the time. I mean, so it's just weird, bro. Like I gotta be a certain height, yo, for you to guys fuck with me.
Yeah, I will say black women have shown me love throughout my life, and I'm thankful for that. But I will say I've never been in like a really, really long term serious
Right.
relationship with a black woman, with any woman really, but especially not a black woman. And
Friendship wise, that's that.
yeah, I've had some really good friendships, but I don't know.
Relationship wise,
It's
nah.
it's like I've always felt that there was this dissonance between, especially when I started waking up more, between me and most black women in general. And I definitely felt like black women have weaponized their shit against me more so. Like I'll start off with a story, right? I think storytelling is the best way to get a point across. So a while ago, I was kind of living in the hood of Boston in Dudley, and I was living with my two best friends at the time at their older sister's house, and their older sister, um, she was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, shout out Gigi. I'll shout you out right here on there. Shout out to you. She was 35, I was 21, and we were very similar, her and I. You know, we were very similar in the way that we talked and we had the same interest. It was like it was a community organizing house. Um, I could just tell we had like a similar kind of energy, the way we would present ourselves, the way we would talk. And she was mad cool, at least I thought she was mad cool. And I could tell from a little girl, like her heart had been in the right place, but her mind was warped. And long story short, the whole thing kind of fell apart when we were living there. It was a community organizer house, so the whole point of the house was so that homeless youth could come and stay for a couple of days and use the internet and sleep in the bunks until they could like kind of get back on their feet and apply for a job. Funny enough, the whole time that we lived there, no one even stayed there. Um, but yeah, this shorty Gigi showed me a lot of myself, but because she showed me a version of myself that I didn't want to become when I was older. So I'm really thankful to her for that. Shout out to you. But at the same time, I felt so crazy because one of my roommates was from Nepal, right? And he and so one of my roommates was her little brother, and the other one was my friend from Nepal, right? And we were all friends, good best friends, honestly. And neither of them paid the rent when I did. And when that whole situation happened, mind you, I had paid my full $500 of rent. She came to me directly and only me and started yelling at me about how we don't have the rent. Mind you, when her little brother and this other dude from Nepal is there. And the funniest thing is about the story, right? Because I'll tell this whole story more in depth on a different episode. But the funny thing about the story is I can understand her little brother, why she wouldn't maybe do it. That's her little brother. But to the other dude, this Asian dude from Nepal, she could not bring herself to yell at him. But someone like me who looked just like her, who reminded her of herself, she was yelling at the nigga who paid the rent and didn't even think twice to look at the other niggas involved. Because I mean, kind of going back to it, I feel like our own women and our own people a lot of times will treat their own people the worst. Black people do each other the dirtiest. And then when we get around other walks of life, when we get around white people, Asian people, Spanish people, any other race really, we'll treat them like they're fucking kings, or like they're, like they deserve to be like treated like on a pedestal, like how we deserve to treat each other. And that shit always stuck with me because I always remember feeling a little betrayed by her, and I always remember feeling a little bit sad about that whole situation. I felt like we were using our own strongest weapons against our own community.
See, that's what I don't understand. Because why would she be upset with you, be angry with you, even though you were paying the rent on time, you were giving the rent money, but her little boy was fucking up and doing drugs and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, I was doing drugs too. But I will say this, right? Just as like a
but you were on
last
time
thing,
on your rent though.
like I think it was deeper than the money. I think she didn't like me.
Fucking with her brother.
Nah. I think she didn't love herself fully. So I think when she saw someone who reminded her of herself, she was like, "Fuck that nigga," and she was easy to attack me.
You see that? I think that's another, because she was like 12, 13 years older than you.
Yeah.
Come
She
on.
was 35. I was 21.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. Women who's in their 30s, single, living with a 20-year-old, 18-year-old. Like, since something's wrong with you, because now you have traumas. You have developed traumas. You have developed this type of agenda against black men, and then you see a young man doing good for himself, but also smoking weed, whatever it is, and you see yourself in him. I don't think she see herself. I think she saw the nigga in you, honestly, bro.
What you mean?
Because of her past relationship, maybe there was a nigga that was doing the same thing, bro. And
You think I reminded her of someone?
Yeah, you reminded her of someone, bro.
I never thought about that.
Because there's no way a bitch is gonna see me because I reminded her of herself. No, I reminded her of her ex, bro.
Right.
That wasn't like
fuck. You might be right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I had a best friend. I'll never forget that. Like I was saying, I never dated or be with the black woman since I've been in this country 25 plus years, 26. I lost track how long I've been here anyway, but my whole life living in this country until now, I'm married to a beautiful Haitian woman, right, black woman. But before all that started, for me it was more about like I was friend zoned by these black women, Like I was saying earlier, because I wasn't tall enough, I wasn't handsome enough. I didn't drive the right car, I didn't drive a Benz or a Honda, whatever case was, And I remember when I was in high school, I had this best friend. She was 6'2", 6'3", the tallest Haitian girl I'd ever met. But somehow, somewhere, we become so cool, best friend. And what was her name? Arlene Tito. Holy shit. Yo, if you're listening, Arlene Tito, damn, I remember her name, bro. That's crazy.
She was 6'2" in high school.
She is 6'2". I'm like, how the fuck you 6? Dude, I'm looking up to her like this. And
she was bad.
She was really pretty. She was really pretty. Tall girl, slim, fit. I like that, But I didn't see her that way. You know what I'm saying? She had a best friend was Puerto Rican. I like her best friend, but I didn't know how to tell her that because I didn't want to ruin the relationship, whatever. But anyway, so pretty much I was friend zone, right? I was friend zone, obviously, because I didn't find her attractive. She was the coolest black girl, very like her energy was up there, man. She was cool, very nice, and we had class together. That's the thing. That's how we met because we had the same English class, English teacher at the same time. And I mean, I think the entire freshman year, all the way to like sophomore, junior year, that was still friends. Honestly, I don't know what happened. To be honest, I don't know if we were friends for 2 or 3 years. I think senior year was changing, but anyway, So when I was, when I was in the friend zone, and I used to know a lot of niggas, and there's this dude that she used to like because I live with that dude in the project because we live in the same project. She'll come up to me like, "Yo, I really like this guy. She's really cute. Like, can you talk to him for me?" So I'm over here going to talk to the guy. I'm like, "Yo, my friend here."
That's a bad luck, dude.
I'm like, but like I said, we were friends, right? Like she didn't find me attractive. I didn't find her attractive. And it was cool. Like I never had any attraction towards females. Like I've noticed that she told me she only fuck with black dudes, and I respected her for
That's
that.
fire. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's. I mean, it's how it should be.
And to make this short, it's like my entire life. I'm always been friend zoned by black girls. It's just I didn't understand it, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. Like I said, because I had a um certain height. That I wasn't the height I wasn't 6'2", 6'3", whatever, or I was too skinny because I was a skinny dude. I was 130 pounds. I wasn't buff. I had
Yeah. Yeah. I think black girls didn't really fuck with me like in terms of relationship and dating when I was younger because I wasn't like a hood dude.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wasn't like
You
a
were
drug
ghetto.
dealer. Yeah, I wasn't mad
Like
hood.
you were yelling across the fucking street like,
Yeah.
"Yo,
Yeah.
screw!"
And
Like
also I didn't have really good style or like I wasn't wearing Jordans all the time. I didn't really have any Jordans. So I didn't really like
I was wearing New Balance, bro.
yeah, I look kind of dusty and
Puma. I was wearing Puma
yeah.
sneakers.
And so I think it sucks to say because I was back in the day there was some really cute black girls I went to school with and shit. Um
Yeah, man.
and
Same.
I remember feeling almost like I wasn't like man enough to handle those shorties. At the
Right.
time, I felt because they always wanted to hang out with the hood dudes or the basketball kids or the drug dealers or really just the bad kids, which is
Right.
now that I say it out loud, it's kind of fucked up, dude.
Yeah, like going back to like high school too. There were so many cute black girls, but they were hood. They were like ratchet though. I didn't understand that to be honest. The only girl that wasn't like that was my best friend Arlene at the time, and her sister was like, oh my gosh. When she has, when I saw her, I don't know if it was her sister or her aunt. Damn, like she had her body on her. I even went out with the aunt too, but I was friend zone because she liked the dude. She liked the dude. I'm like, damn, I gotta go talk to the dude and hook them up. I'm like, what the fuck am I?
What am I doing? Yeah,
I'm like, what am I doing? I think there was a point where I felt like I started to like her sister or her aunt. I'm like, damn, she's really bad. She's really very attractive. Haitian girl, like her body was out there. I mean, she's flat but thick, slim, thick, bro. I'm like shit, but I was pretty much in the friend zone. And this girl, a ratchet girl. I used to get picked on by black girls when I was in high school. I don't know if I should say that name. I mean, they might be watching. If you are, fuck it, whatever. Samantha Dooley, you know, like fuck, bro. Like she was.
damn,
Don't get me wrong. Like she was bad though. I remember she like. I'm like, there's no way. You're fucking 16, 17 years old. You have a body of a 25-year-old. It
that's
was
the thing.
crazy, bro. I didn't understand that though.
Damn.
But she was fine. But at the same time, she was a bit like acting a little hood. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say she was ratchet or she was just kind of holding ghetto at the same time, and I was always get picked on by her and by other black girls. It was weird, like calling me ugly. I wasn't attractive. I had
Damn.
I was bald. I had no, it was just weird. But I was getting picked on by them. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm guessing that's the
Yeah.
reason why I didn't like black girls at the time, honestly, because I was getting picked on.
I kind of feel that. Yeah. I
I'm like,
feel
what the
that.
fuck? But yet, white girls like me. A lot of white girls like me. For some reason, Indian girls used to love me.
I never fucked with an indie girl. Never. Now I think of
Like
it.
a couple Indian, they were dusty as shit. But I'm like, I wasn't attracted to them. I was attracted to like, you know, white girls and Spanish girls, but they weren't attracted to me. It's so funny. When I was in high school and I was 18, there was this girl who was 16. She was attracted to me. She wanted me to take her out and
Damn.
hugging me, kissing me. I'll never forget that. I forgot her name. And then a couple years later, I saw her in my college. I'm like, holy shit, what are you doing here?
Damn. You getting that?
No, she had a whole kid. She told
Oh.
me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn. She had a kid.
She had a whole kid, like,
She's
and
like, I
then
have a kid, but you can still get in there.
it was crazy. And then her English, because when I was in high school with her, she didn't speak any English. Every
Oh.
time I would speak to her, she would just shake her head, say, "Yes, yes, Papi, yes."
Damn. She was Spanish.
Yeah, and Guatemalan too. And
Of
then
course.
two,
Yeah.
3 to 4 years later, I met her in school, and I was like about to leave Mass Bay, going to UMass, and then we were hanging out, and I was like, "Yo, she's really attractive," but When she showed me her kid, I'm like, all my attraction for her went down.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't fuck with. I'm like, yo, like what, 18, 19? No, 20. She was 18, 19 years old. Because obviously I was 18, she was 15, 16, and she was into me, bro. I'm like, I can't fuck with that. So I'm going to jail, bro. Like,
Yeah, dude. When I was in high school, there
I'm
was
gonna
just
wait until she's
yeah,
18, bro. And I totally forgot who she was. And I met her. I'm like, yo, I remember her. And she like, think her name was Stephanie or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I remember you're Stephanie, right? She's like, yeah. She's like, you're Gene, right? I'm like, damn, how you remember me and shit. But it was just to a point where I couldn't make the move. I couldn't get in there, to be honest,
yeah,
because I was already partying and clubbing, and I didn't want. I hate school. I hate college, to be honest. So my skip was go, just to go party in the weekend, go to school, go to work, and shit. But I don't want to get this sidetracked. I don't want to like lose on the topic and shit. But
no, no. I feel you. When I when actually younger, when I was like, I think I was 7 or 8, right? I didn't really have like that much clothes. I mean, I had clothes. Like, don't get my parents like took care of me. Like, I could eat. I had enough food to eat and shit.
yeah,
But I had like I all the clothes I got were like hand me downs from like my older cousins, and like there was kind of ambiguous because I didn't really have any older male cousins that are at least in the country. And so I was getting like girls' clothes and shit too, you know? And so I got these hand me down, like, you know, those Uggs shoes?
yeah,
And so I got these Uggs.
damn,
And
bro,
so, and like my parents would just, my parents didn't give a shit, dude. Like my parents weren't those kind of parents who would dress their kids in like Jordans and stuff.
right,
Like they would just put on whatever is good. And so we went to this like game center.
man,
I forget where, but I was young. Me, my brother wasn't there. But I was there, me, and then I forget if we went to my mom and her friend, and I think her friend's daughter. We or our friends, I forget, but we all went to this game center and we were hanging out. There's ping pong tables. There was like an action course. I remember that. There was like a bull riding thing, and it was like so fun. But my mom had dressed me wearing Uggs though, you know. So I was fucking 7 years old. I was wearing Uggs in this fucking shit, you know. And I'm going, and then there's these little black girls who are a little older than me, probably like 10, 8, 9, 10 years old, and they're coming over like mad hood little black girls, and they're like, "This nigga's wearing Uggs." They're literally
damn,
they start roasting me, and I was like, my mom had me put him on, and they
damn,
were like, "Damn, this nigga's mom dresses him too." They're
it's
like, "Damn,
crazy,
this nigga's
bro.
wearing Uggs and he lets his mom," and they started roasting me, bro. And I was like, I remember that was the first time I ever felt self conscious, bro.
Bro, I, this is the reason why, like, I felt self conscious. Every time I see a black girl, like, I walk the other way because I know they're gonna try and roast me and shit.
Yo,
And they're really
facts.
good at roasting
They're
niggas, bro. And I don't get that, bro. Like, I got nothing to say. Like,
they're
no,
so
nigga.
good at roasting
Yeah,
niggas.
bro.
I'll be like,
I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
yeah,
Like, they make me feel so unconscious about myself, how I dress and shit, bro. Like, fuck other girls in high school I was making fun of, especially the black girls, man. Like, they were picking on me, bro.
only black girls ever made fun of me like that, dude.
Yeah,
It's
bro,
fucked
it
up.
was fucking crazy. I'm like, because I was quiet, I was I didn't say much. I didn't have game. I was a hood nigga.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like they want a hood dude, bro. Like they want a dude who's in the gang and shit. I was in any gang and shit.
Yeah, thankfully,
You know what
dude.
I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
glad, honestly, because if I was, and I'll say this too, I think that scarred me a little bit when I was younger, and it made it because I did try to talk to black girls, but the thing is, I was so nervous when I would do it, you know,
yeah,
that it was like it came off the energy. Even if no matter what, I could tell it wasn't the right look because the energy I was coming,
right.
it wasn't the right energy.
Bro, I got treated way better with the white girls when I was in school. They would hold my hands. They're like, yo,
Yeah.
well, let me hold your hands for a white girl. But I'll never forget her. Her name is Kelly. Shout out to you, Kelly. Like, she was this bald white girl, bro. Like, beautiful, bro.
She had a shaved head.
Shaved hair, bro.
Damn.
Like, no, there's a reason why.
White girl?
There's a reason why, bro. Like,
Oh well, I feel
yeah.
you.
So I respect that, and she was the nicest girl to me, bro. Like, I
Thought
know
she was
she
just making a
fuck.
statement.
I know she fuck with me, bro. I know, and then she go her hair out, and she become beautiful after, bro. Like
Damn.
after high school, I went back to Facebook or MySpace, and I saw her hair. I'm like, she got her hair now, bro. That's crazy. I'm like, yo, I was really happy for her, bro. But at the same time, she was one of the most beautiful. We had science together, too, and I was struggling. And she came out and helped me, bro. That's
Damn.
my science class, bro. Like it was fucking crazy. When I'm asking help with the other black girls, are making fun of me. You're a dumb nigga. You're a dumb nigga. Yeah, you don't know shit.
Ruthless. These
Ruthless,
bitches are
just like that, bro.
ruthless.
I'm like, what
You
the
a
fuck?
dumb nigga.
You are a dumb nigga with a deep voice, bro. I'm like, what the fuck
What's
is
up,
what?
nigga? You dumb nigga. Yeah, for
Yo,
real.
I'm like, what
They're
the fuck is wrong
ruthless,
with
bro.
them
These
bitches,
shorties
bro?
are
Like,
ruthless.
I don't get
Yo,
it.
I will say this, right? To kind of take it to a deeper level, because it's black women have a superpower
Yeah,
to
bro.
be able. Black women can lift you up and build you up and build your ego, and they can heal you and uplift you in a way that no other woman can. But like any other roller coaster or like any other superpower, it goes in both
And they
directions.
can destroy you too.
They have just as much strength. That's why black women can tear you down
Yeah.
to nothing,
Yeah,
bro.
leave it with nothing. You be like with no clothes, no shoes, no socks,
Oh,
no pants, no. I'm telling you, that's how ruthless they are. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but I'm gonna say an 80 to 90% of them are like that, bro. Like I'm not. They are good black girls out there, good black women out there for sure, but they are hard to find, and that's the
right.
reason why you got these ghetto ass hood ratchet girls, black girls out here just fucking dissing black dudes, like put them into shame, embarrassing them, and
Yeah.
roasting them. Like, yo, nigga, your teeth look, you got a buck, you got an old buck tooth, nigga. You gotta fix your teeth, bro. You know, like I remember this shorty, this black girl used to call me like, yo, nigga, you got rabbit tooth, bro. Fix your rabbit tooth. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
remember this black girl. She used to always say, "I have a little dick, dude."
damn, it
She used
was.
to be like,
I'm
"This
like,
nigga probably has a little dick."
that's crazy, bro. They're
I'd
like,
be like,
oh,
"What the
and
hell,
I remember I was skinny too. They make fun of my how skinny I was, bro,
dude?"
and
Oh
shit.
my
I'm like,
god,
oh
bro.
my
They
god,
yeah.
bro.
They're and the funny thing is, it sucks because then as young insecure men, we're forced to go towards other communities who actually are going to treat us better and uplift us, and it's
Right,
like we don't get as nervous around them because we're not afraid of their judgment and their
right.
put downs and just I don't know exactly where that comes from. I think it might be some sort of government propaganda. I won't get into all that right now, but I think that there's some powers that be that it's like that's another part of why the black family is so fucked up. Like black women, for real, you guys gotta watch your mouth because you guys have that superpower,
Yeah.
and
And,
you break in the family with it.
yeah, and that's why I'm going back to the black women femininity towards black men and other race is you guys treat us, you treat them better than us. Like, I never understood that. Like when a white man speaks, you all like so feminine, you're
Right.
so soft, and you have that feminine tone, the feminine demeanor about yourself.
You
But when
don't
it
try to speak over
yeah,
him.
you don't try to like interrupt him when he's having a conversation with you, or even when he's yelling at you. You're like so small with him, and trying to like I don't get it. And then with us, it's like, oh, fuck you then. Oh, we're gonna be loud. We're gonna be ghetto because you don't pay the bills. Oh, you broke nigga. Like you broke ass nigga. Like I don't understand. Like why you guys coming to treating us differently than other races. Like I've been seeing a lot of like black women nowadays going with Korean niggas, and like I got nothing wrong with interracial couples. Like I said on all of my podcasts, the only issue and problem that I have is you guys demonize us because you talk bad about us, and then when we do the same thing, and when we try to tell like how tell the world like how you guys treat us, all of a sudden we're the bad guys. All of a sudden you're the victim. Like what the like what the heck? Like what the fuck, bro? Like I don't get it. It's like it's like y'all. It's okay to talk bad about us, but when we do it to you, because we're trying to tell you guys, hey, you guys act like you're the victim. You guys
Yeah.
victimize. You guys create this victimized mindset, and making every black girls to even think alike, right? And hate us. So there's this hatred towards us when it comes to you guys, and the reason why we have such a bad rep about us because you guys are like he said, you guys have so much power of putting us down and destroying us and leaving us with nothing, right? And where we're trying to like uplift you, provide for you, protect you, provide security, and help you. Like it's goes both way. We gotta reciprocate, right? Y'all want like a man who's rich and already secure, have a foundation and whatever it is that you guys looking for. But when you find a good black man, you mistreat him, you cheat on him
Yeah.
and shit, and you
Dude, and
throw him
you don't
off.
even try to find a good black man is the
Yeah,
problem.
e-
You won't even settle with a good black because you want a hood nigga.
exactly. Like all of a sudden, y'all demeanor changes when the white man. Oh, yes, sir. Oh yeah. How you doing
Yeah.
today? Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Yeah, I noticed a lot of times it's more than even white people with all other races of people, black women and black people in general tend to act different, a lot differently around them. And to me, I see that as a form of weakness.
right.
I see that as a form of slave mindset in a lot of ways, more than just like slave from African American stuff and like even just like a slave mindset in terms of like the matrix. I see that as a certain level of conditioning and self-valuing. And I'll go into all those things right now. The self-valuing part, kind of backtracking, I think that black people, because of slavery, but also because of the way that we're portrayed in the media and the narrative that's written, we don't really value ourselves or see ourselves on the same caliber as other races. We kind of put ourselves on the bottom of the totem pole, whether we're conscious of it or not. I don't think black people understand the how we measure up truly when our potential is truly met to other races, right? And how overwhelming, if we have the right circumstances and the right environment to succeed, how unfair the competition is for us, like we'll smoke them out of the water. But on top of that, I think the difficulty also lies in we're not we're not addressing this sort of like self-love thing, right? when
Mm.
when we see someone who looks like us, we're more apt to yell them down and tear them down and try to insult them. But when we see someone who we associate with either being a doctor or being more successful, being intelligent, we're a lot more afraid to speak up to them, right? And the reason I call this like a slave mindset is because if you're a slave, you're going to be afraid of the master. And until you become a free man, you're always going to be afraid of speaking out of turn to the master. But what does every slave feel comfortable doing? Yelling at other slaves, or at least people who they think are slaves, right? And so I see it as if black people and black women specifically, but black people in general, I'll say, we feel a lot more comfortable attacking each other because we don't see the ramifications that might come from that. What bad would come if I beat up a slave? The slave master won't beat me. He'll probably congratulate me for it, right? And what ends up happening is we only start acting out of desperation, and we only start acting in times where we feel comfortable. Really, what should happen is you should redirect that anger towards the slave master. You should redirect. Like, I implore all of our black listeners, viewers and listeners, next time you get pissed off, even more than just a black at your family member, right? At one of your family members, ask yourself, do I do I keep this same energy? Do I keep this same level of rage when I go out in the world and when I face the actual oppressors, when I face the actual people who are trying to put me down and destroy me and destroy my community and my life and disenfranchise us economically? Do I use that same hatred against the actual enemy, or do I just turn my weapons back on my own community and for lack of a better term, do I turn my weapons back on the helpless slaves? You know, and I think a lot of people, if they took a honest step back and looked at themselves, frankly, they would realize, oh, I'm destroying my own community, and because I'm upset about my circumstances. I'm upset about the person who I've allowed myself to become, and instead of working on that and working to change those circumstances and change the person I am, I'm just gonna take out that anger that I have in the world on the people who I know who can't do anything about it because they're in the same position as me. And I keep saying it, but we just have to be really careful with that. We a lot of times in the black community we end up using our own strongest weapons against ourselves. We use our own we use how powerful our energy and how overwhelming our energy can be against our own people. Instead of imagine if like next time, I implore you, keep the same energy when you talk to your boss who disrespects you. Keep the same energy when you talk to that disrespectful white person, that's disrespectful, whatever race, Asians, Mexican, Indian person, at the fucking club, at the fucking casino, at the grocery store. Keep the same energy when you go out into the world and when you have to fight the world, because it's a waste of your time trying to tear down people who are just as weak and just as disenfranchised as you. What is it? It's like, this is the last thing I'll say about it too, right? It's like the bully always like, if you notice, right, in a school, when you see someone who's a bully, they will always go and pick out the weakest person they can find to bully. Why is that? Because they notice, and they realize, first, that person is weak, so they're probably not going to stand up for themselves. But second, this is an easy target, right? They realize this person is probably not going to go to any authority because they're too afraid. They probably don't have any connections. If I hurt them, they probably don't have too much of a network or too many other friends who's going to cut me off from a social network. They pick, and I'll say, all in all, they pick someone who they know can't fight back, either physically or just socially, or within the punitive system. The bully seldom ever picks another person, a bully, who's just as big as he is, right? If not bigger than him. Why? Because if you go into this world with the mentality to tear people down and hurt people, you are a weak person yourself. You are a hurt person, definitely, but you are a weak person yourself. And you are looking for someone who you perceive to be weaker than you, so you can make yourself feel stronger. So I say that to say, don't be a bully. But if you're gonna be a bully and you're gonna use that evil, I don't know, say, but if you're gonna use that put down attacking energy, go find someone who's bigger than you. Go find someone who's stronger than you, right? And I don't mean to call the races stronger than us, but from a sheerly economic and worldly and civil point of view, oh my God, the white race, the Asian race, the Indian race is leagues ahead of the black race in terms of economic and civil strength, right? So don't just go towards a community that's already broken and try to tear us down more. Why don't you guys come to the fucking? Why don't you guys go to the suburbs with that kind of energy? Like, I
Exactly.
don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you said it earlier. It's just self hate, to be honest, because you hate yourself so much that you can't stand to be around your own people. And being that said, it is of because of your past relationship with a black man, because you categorize us with, you see one, you go out with a guy and it wasn't what you go with your own people, it wasn't working out, even friends, they compete with you, especially black women, they compete with each other and shit, and then become, you hate that,
Right.
and you take that hate, and you like pretty much conceive that hate and let it consume you to a point where now when a black man comes into your life, or when somebody like you looks like you come into your life, who wants to be cool, wants to be your friend, things like that, you take all that garbage and that hatreds and put it in them, because you never healed from that. You never like understood or even trying to better yourself. Hey, let me change, or let me, go see a counselor or therapy. I think women in general, they always say many therapy, many counseling, on that bullshit. You know, I don't. To be honest with you, I think you guys need it more than we do. To be honest, because when you act hood and ratchet, we don't try to mirror that. We, the question I always ask when I see a black girl does it, like, why do you do that? Like, do you hate me so much? Like, what's the point of you not reciprocating to what I'm telling you to do or asking you to do? It's like it, and it's so frustrating at this point, because now you see them on the internet, on social media. Like I said, I don't condone, or I don't like hate, interracial couples and shit. It's just what I hate the most about it. They don't represent the culture when they are in that, and when they are in that interracial relationship. They don't represent themselves. They don't. And I bet you 99% of black women who are African, Haitian, Jamaican, whatever nationality or background you come from, or religion you come from. You don't even represent that when you put yourself and when you put yourself in a relationship with the other race, or in a white man, or a Chinese man, or Korean man, whatever. Like I never seen, like I've watched Instagram interracial couple where black women, I don't see the flags. I don't see the spices in the food that you put in. It's like it's different. I've noticed you guys switch it up. It's like you give up everything that you learned from your ancestor, from your mother, from your grandmother, your grandfather. You give that up just to be accepted. But I mean, who doesn't even care about where you come from? Don't even care about the history and how we got out of slavery, or can't even understand, or put themselves in their shoe, themselves in your shoe, like the struggle that you had to go through, shit like that, right? And don't even respect you, to be honest, when you're acting in certain way, or leave you, and then come and leave and come back, and you guys allowing that. A white man can leave and come back in his own crib living with you, but when a black man does it, it's a problem. It's an issue. But we are here killing ourselves, working hard to provide for y'all, to make sure that you guys can eat, put food on the table, make sure that you guys understand, like, hey, we are a team. We are stronger together,
Yeah.
and y'all can't comprehend that. Y'all don't understand that. Reason why there's not of friction, division in the black community, and this is why there's a lot of single mom, and I'm gonna talk to the men too. There's some men out there acting dumb and stupid and shit, telling that, oh, white pussy is better than black pussy, whatever it is that you're saying. You guys are dumb, man. I could see reason why. There's part of it is reason why black women are acting this way too. I don't want to be coming for the black woman. I want to come for the black men out there too as well. You know, and reason why, because as going back to I'll talk about, give my piece advice to the black men out there who's doing stupid shit, right? But black women, it's like you guys don't know how to forgive, or you don't know how to communicate with us. So when you communicate with us, you communicate with us with masculinity energy, with aggressive energy, and I've noticed that when a black woman is mad at a white man, he has this feminine energy. It's like a Hispanic woman with the black man saying, yes daddy, yes papi, I'll do everything you want me to do. But when it comes to black women, with the white man, you guys said, okay, okay, I'm sorry. You're so quick to apologize, so quick to forgive this man, but when it comes to your own people, you harden that forgiveness.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't come freely. There's a condition that has to be met, but yet you do it freely with other race, and it pisses me off, and and it's just so sad, honestly, and frustrating, to a point where you guys don't even see it yourself, because now you're so lost, because not only that you left, or left, or left your culture, right? You left your culture, you forget who you are as a woman, where you come from. Okay, you don't even represent, like when you have children, you don't let your kids speak a different language. They only speak one language, right? Which is English. Like, they're not even in tune with their own identity, who they are, where they come from. You start to forget where you come from as a woman, right? And this type of relationship, forget it. Especially the man. I also, it's the same. It goes same thing with the man. Like the man, for example, I remember there was this man who got killed by a white lady, right? Killed. Like, she been with this, and she, before he even got killed, he posted, "Oh, I love white women. They do."
Oh yeah.
You
He
know,
was like, I'm not fucking with black. That
yeah.
dude was tweeting.
He was tweeting saying that how black women are so aggressive, so masculine, all this bullshit. It goes both ways, guys. I'm just saying,
He was like bashing black women. That dude,
bashing,
he deserved to die.
bashing
He
black
deserved to
women.
die.
And I
Yeah.
tell you that right now, that white woman that killed that black man, she's still walking around freely. She haven't been to court. They haven't investigated what really happened. So she's over here running around freely in the U.S.,
And
bro.
then you know what black women did? They start posting like, haha, nigga,
Yeah,
that's what you get for fucking with my
yeah,
crazy white
and
bitches.
obviously that's what you guys will do. You start posting, bad mouthing. Oh, it's his
Yeah.
fault.
Dude,
But you don't know
oh
what he
my
went
God.
through. You don't know what he went through. This is why reason why
Right.
we can't come together and sit down. Like I bet you if you guys can go back, not go back. If you guys can sit down with your exes and y'all talk in the same room and start, I think there should be something like that where we you go back to your ex, your people that you went out with, your own people, your own skin color, your Africans, Jamaicans, whatever you race you're from, right? Bet you, if all of you are sitting in the room, there's gonna be argument, fist flying.
Yeah.
There's gonna be fighting. There's gonna be hair whipping off. There's gonna be punching. There's gonna be things to be throwing at, and yet when you guys sitting in a right room full of right people, you're over here like acting so innocent,
Afraid to step out of turn, you know?
afraid to speak up, afraid to stand up for yourself, afraid to be like, hey boss, that was fucking rude. That was disrespectful. I know my worth.
Yeah.
I know who I am. I know where I'm come from. Why we be the one, the real niggas, the real high caliber, niggas out here telling you guys, hey, stop fucking around.
You
Like,
know what was crazy, bro? When Kevin Samuels died, there were so many black women in the
oh yeah.
comments
You see what I'm talking about?
literally saying, haha, nigga, that nigga died. Good, that
Yeah,
nigga's
he
dead.
deserved to die,
He
right?
deserved to die.
It's and you
That's what I'm talking about,
and
yo.
you wonder why we don't want to fuck with y'all no more. You wonder why we over here dating Asian bitches and we're going to fucking like Colombia, we're going to Mexico, we're going to fucking like other countries to fuck because we they treat us like kings,
Right.
right? We're more welcome.
Dude, and even if they don't treat us like kings, at least they treat us with a baseline level of human respect.
Exactly, and that's something that you guys are missing, right? Like I bet you, yeah, you're right. Kevin Samuel died. What happened? You guys bashed this nigga while he's in the casket, in the ground too. You bashed him and shit. You make fun of him. You attacked his manhood and saying that he was this, he was that, he was misogynist,
He was gay.
he was gay, he was fake. Whatever he was doing, he wasn't real. You know. But yet, when we come at you, all of a sudden you're victims.
Yeah.
You're victims. You're innocent. Oh, I didn't do anything. Well, why are you coming at me? But yeah, you bash a nigga that's dead, right? But yet you bash a dude that was killed by white women because he went and tweeted all this bullshit.
Yeah, like you don't know what happened to that
You
nigga,
know?
bro.
So
Like I'll say this: that nigga he was lost himself, of course. But at the same time, you don't know what type of traumatic shit might have happened in his life. And odds are, he probably had some trauma with a black woman.
yeah,
You know,
and I'll be honest with you, it's, don't get me wrong. When I saw the tweet, I was upset. I'm like, bro, you ain't gotta go tell the world how much you hate
right,
black people, bro.
right, yeah,
Keep that shit to yourself. Keep that shit to yourself, B. Like black men, like especially the black men who beat dads and leaving their kids and leaving their homes and shit. Like there's good women out there. There's women will definitely will worship you and shit. But you being a beat ass dad and leaving your kids, your children, and then have some random guy to take care of your children who doesn't even give a fuck about your kids, or want to get fuck in and just want to fuck your ex. You know what I'm saying?
how much of this do you think is is the fault of black men being weak?
100%. Like women not gonna take part of the blame either. I bet you because yeah, most of it, I'm not gonna lie to you, about 90% is our fault.
Yeah, I think so too.
89% is our fault, but 10 to 20%, the woman was a part of it.
Like it's interesting, right? Because what I notice is that it works in a cycle almost, right? So black men being weak creates a level of distrust, or I would say there's not respect from the black woman's side, and now the black woman feels easily up in arms and is very combative, and the man's weak, so and the man's so weak he falls to drugs, he falls to being a deadbeat father, he falls to beating his woman, domestic violence, he falls to abandoning his kids. easily, you know. And so he leaves, creates a broken family. The woman becomes more jaded, right? The black woman becomes more jaded. She becomes traumatized because she says all these niggas are just like this. And then she raises kids like that, right? With that mentality, oh, your daddy ain't shit. Oh, this, teaching the kids like, oh, regardless of what the dad or the mom is doing, putting negative ideas about the black family into the kid's head. And the man being weak goes on to make women more masculine, which goes on to men saying more like, I'm not gonna deal with this bullshit. Like, I'm not, why would I do that? I'm just gonna leave. Which literally makes the woman more traumatized, you know,
Hmm.
which makes the man fucking more weak. I know I sound confusing, but to say it's like a feedback loop, and it's easy to sit here and place blame and say men are being weak, women are being masculine and negative, but we're feeding each other's demons is
Right.
the real part.
We're both at fault. So we need to accept that, and we need to come together and start talking about our traumas to one another. And honestly, I really think, oh no, I really know it will fix all the problems that we had in the past. I It will heal all broken family if we can come together and stop seeing each other as enemies.
All right.
Stop seeing each other as like, oh, as the bad guys, or I've been victimized, or there's been a lot going on. I, I know for a fact if one day we come together and start laying down our traumas, laying down our problems, and fixing it together as a community, whatever it is, you know, I guarantee you, we are gonna heal 99% of the black community. It's because that what we seen on television, what we're consuming on social media, and telling us to stay away from us, stay away from black men, stay away from black women. It's just, I'm telling you, it's so obvious, guys, that we're the only race are attacking each other and demonizing each other, and not even being on the top, right? We are the least important race in the whole country out there. I don't know how many races out there, but we are the least important race out there who don't even respect, look at us and see us all the same,
Right.
right? Here, I'm gonna give you an example. Perfect example is a black woman called the cops on a man because he's acting crazy, because he's yelling or he's scaring the kids. I'm gonna call 911. Why? Well, I bet you would have been done that same thing if he was a white man, because you know he's white. He got the privilege. He got the upper hands. Y'all know that, so you'll choose to be with that, right? Now you're scared. Now you're getting smacked. You're getting hurt. You're getting punched in the face, right? I'm not saying I condone the violence and I'm all you guys deserve it. I'm not saying that because I'm not like you. I don't think the way y'all think. Y'all could say, "Oh, he deserved to die." Like something happened to me. Oh, good thing he died. Now we could stop him changing men to be masculine. Y'all don't want your men to be masculine. You prefer your men to be weak. How does that make sense? How you gonna protect you when a fucking burglar come into your home and steal shit from you? Or how, oh, he's like, baby, can you go downstairs? I heard some noises. Like you're like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? The fuck you fucking leave that man. You cheat on him, right? Right? But yeah, you're talking about you're talking about equal, like being equal and shit, and men should, like feminism is thrown out the door when your life is in danger and shit, right? When you need a man, when you need cops to come, you need a man cop to come and to protect you when a burglar come to your house, right? Feminism's at the door. Your hood rat, your ratchet is at the door. Now you're feminine all of a sudden, right? When your life is in danger, or when your kids starting to like acting different around you. She's not dating start dating other race other than your own race because of the way your attitude is, because of your fucking the way you talk to them and the way aggressive you are, the way you don't listen when they're trying to speak life into you and trying to show you, hey mom, this is what you're doing is wrong. Like you don't allow to be corrected. You don't want to be corrected.
Yeah.
And this is what the fuck is wrong with you people, because you're thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be ghetto, I'm gonna be ratchet, But when it comes to other race, I'm gonna be the most feminist, more feminine. I'm gonna listen more. I'm gonna do more. So what is that? What does that shows
Yeah.
us?
What does that say?
What does that say?
It's tough. The one thing I'm it's sad for sure, but the one thing I like want to especially like zone in on is why why do you think black people have such a hard time to talk and discuss openly their traumas and their insecurities, and why do you think black people have do you think it's just because we have so many?
Um, I'm gonna say this: our biggest So I guess when we fell short, not short. So here's the thing, guys. The reason why we have a hard time expressing ourselves or being honest with ourselves, right? Because we rather listen to lies and shit. Is because it's because we have pride and ego. We're so prideful and egotistic, right? In a way where, oh, I don't need to apologize to this nigga. You know, fuck that nigga. Right? That's how you black women talk. Fuck that nigga. He's broke ass nigga. You fucking nigga. You're like you pussy ass nigga. You weak ass nigga. That's the reason why you're in the street begging for change, nigga. That's why reason why I'm not like you gonna tell me a black woman who's rich. You think gonna tell me she's gonna go on the street and pick a homeless black man and turn his life on? Now that will never happen. But a black man who's rich will turn a homeless black woman life around, right? Right? Because you guys have pride and egotistic and shit, right? Because you guys want to make more money than us, or you want us to make more money than you, or equal to that amount of your making, right? And that's the problem with that's the mentality. Why would you want to work hard? Why would you want to fucking work hard 40, 50, 60 hours a week, right? Not even enjoying your youth, not even enjoying being a woman. It, that's the thing. It's fucking crazy. Here's a crazy story. Do you think in back in 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, or back in AD, you think these niggas that had like 5, 6 wives? You think these wives were fighting among each other? No, they were taking care of that nigga. They're taking care of his home while he's out here battling, going to wars, going to battles, and winning, taking over kingdom after kingdom and shit. You think these women, these like men were allowed to have 5 wives, 6 wives? You think these wives were like arguing with each other? They were able to coexist with one another because they know that the man is fucking like out there, can get killed any moment, can die any moment. While they take care of the kids, they're taking care of the home and shit, right? Think about it,
Yeah,
like,
do you think they were arguing with their man when he got home,
yeah,
being like, "Nigga, you ain't shit. Your mom ain't shit. Your daddy
exactly,
ain't shit."
yeah. You think that was happening? You think the dude was walking around like, fuck, man, these 6 wives are giving me a headache. So I'm gonna stay in the battle long enough
Yeah,
until there's somebody come and kill me and shit. Like, you think he's gonna? No, he's over here. You guys don't understand. Don't Our strength comes from you. Our power comes from you. You guys don't even know that. That's the reason why a nigga can go in battles and fight, because he knows that he has nothing to. He knows that if he lose, he has nothing. He's gonna leave his girl, his wife, his women home with 3 kids. Why not? So you think Amir's gonna go into battle and not survive, not to like fucking train hard to
yeah,
be the most powerful masculine, to be the best of the best version of himself, so that he can go home and give it to his wife, and teach his kids how to fight, to take over his hair, to take over his kingdom once he like died, and leave a legacy behind. Like, this is the issue.
yeah. No, when we go, I'll say this right. When we go to battle, we have to put on a lot of armor, right? And that armor is because we know our enemies are gonna go for our vital, most softest and non-defensible spots in our body, right? And we have to fight against not just our enemies, but against the world, the forces
Hmm.
of the world. We have to fight against, especially today, tying it to today's analogy, we have to fight against the forces and the systems and these subtle projections and the negativity and everything, the stereotypes. We have to go and fight in the world. And the only place where I go to take off my armor is my home,
Cause
right?
we trust you, bitches.
And
We trust them, bro.
I when I take my armor off, the last thing I want is for you to stab me in one of in my weak spots because I trusted you enough to take it off. And
Take
it's
care of me.
yeah, it's tough when the one person who is supposed to be your safe space, the one place that's supposed to be your home, is another battlefield, right? And a lot of times in the black community, I mean, I think the reason why we have such a hard time talking about our insecurities and our traumas, especially in the black community, is because first there's so many of them, and we have so many insecurities and traumas from past and generations that it almost seems overwhelming a lot of times emotionally. Like the emotions that start to come up can be overwhelming sometimes. Like when you, especially when you get to a little more arrived level and you start to tap into some of the memories of maybe what our ancestors have gone through and what has been happening not just for like slavery times but for thousands of years in our ancestry, but even just it relative to our time to now, and even in slavery, like it, we have so much trauma that it becomes not only difficult to bring up, but it's like overwhelming when the emotions come up. And black people, we feel a lot, we feel a lot more than most other people. um we're very sensitive for as much as we want to deny it, for as much as we want to numb it out with drugs and alcohol and sex. Like we're very sensitive, and we feel all those subtle energies. We feel all the negativity. We feel all the hate. And when it comes to when it comes to trying to deal with these insecurities and these traumas, the last thing we need is when we take our armor off in that safe space, trying to talk about the insecurities and trying to deal with that trauma, is the last thing we need is for our very loved ones, the woman we love the most, to stab us in our back and stab us in our side when we're trying to, when we're trying to break through that. When you take off your armor, you can make a sort of an analogy with your armor is sort of like the defense mechanisms you might have up for the world, right? Like when you go out in the world, you don't just lay out all your feelings and all emotions and insecurities to the world, because you realize, as a man especially, you realize that the world will use those traumas and insecurities and triggers against you because you're in the battlefield. You wouldn't go to your enemies and tell them your biggest weaknesses, right? But we do trust those biggest weaknesses with our most loved ones. And I think one of the biggest reasons it's difficult for the black community to deal with these traumas and bring up and discuss these insecurities is because when we do take off that armor at home, we get stabbed by the people who we love the most. The black woman tears us down. And when you feel vulnerable, you can ask any victim of rape, any victim of abuse or domestic violence. When you feel vulnerable, or you make yourself vulnerable with somebody, and they take advantage of that vulnerability and they beat you down or they rape you or they hurt you or they stab you in your side, you close off, not just to that person, but almost to the rest of the world. This is why a lot of trauma victims have a lot of triggers and a lot of like they'll start spazzing or having a panic attack if certain tells or certain triggers arise, certain stimulus arise in their life. What I think has happened is black people have come up against this wall a lot of times, and almost every time we do, almost every time we make ourselves vulnerable to other black people, we stab each other when as soon as we take off our armor, because more triggers, more insecurities come up. We stab each other as soon as we're in that safe space. We stab each other as soon as we're trying to overcome this barrier, as soon as we're trying to overcome this wall, this blockage that we have. And over time, the more and more times you make yourself vulnerable and you get betrayed, the more and more times you try to show that kindness and that weakness of yours to somebody and they use it against you, the more and more jaded and closed off you become to the world. And I think the reason why it's so difficult for black people to open up about their emotions and insecurities and traumas is because we've done it to ourselves. We've worked ourselves into a bad corner where we're afraid to open up, because every time we do, we get stabbed. You know.
Yeah, and it's just crazy, it's just the fear. Honestly, it's fear. I think that's the right word to use when it comes to not expressing ourselves because because of what they say, because what the other race say about black men, and then you guys fear us because we think we're gonna judge you guys in a way or demonize or not be able to hear you or listen to you to what you have to say. Like the best thing when a woman can come to me, like I told my wife, you can come to me with anything. I want to create a safe place for your safe space where you can be honest with me, where you don't have to feel threatened or feel fear or feel scared because what they saying about black men. It's just all brainwashed, all just it's all scripted, and it's just the way it is. It's like I said, there is an agenda against black men because we are a unit. We're stronger as a unit, and so they want to divide and conquer us for and demonize us so that we can become instinct.
Right.
That's the reason why you see a lot of black women and black men dating other race and going out of their culture and forgetting where they come from, forgetting who they are as a man. Like that dude that got killed from a white woman, he forgot who he was at this point. Like, how the hell you come up with that and tweeted that, bro? She probably put a spell on her. She probably put a spell on this nigga to say something like that. There's no way.
Right.
You think if I was dating a white woman, even if I was married to her, you think I'm gonna go out here and tweet, "Oh, black women are my mom. I'm black. My mother is black. My sisters and brothers are black. Why would I go bash about that? That mean I'm telling. That mean I'm calling my mom. I'm saying to my mother,
She's no good.
she's
Yeah.
no good. Me saying that. Oh yeah, I mean, if I'm saying all black women are like that, I'm including my mother, my sisters, my aunties, all like this in the same box. I'm telling you, but y'all don't even know it. It's crazy. Like I've dated white girls, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I felt they were treating me like a king. They were buying me shit. I didn't have to get shit for them, but it was weird though. It was like I felt weird. I didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable.
I remember I was dating this white girl, and we were walking through a mall one time, and I felt so uncomfortable how people were looking at me, bro.
Yeah,
You know, and I didn't never knew what it was really. I knew it probably was a little bit of racism, something, but I never knew that it was actually insecurity inside me, because I felt like I was betraying my people.
there was something missing, bro.
Yeah, there was
Like
something missing.
something missing. Like it didn't make sense. Like imagine a nigga like me, and I did it going to New Hampshire, full of white people, right, rednecks and shit. I kid you not, I got pulled over by a cop because it was a white woman, right, and she was my girl at the time in the seat. I got pulled over, and I asked the cop, "Why did you pull over me?" He didn't want me to talk. He went to straight to the girl. He's like, "Are you okay, ma'am? Do you feel
Damn.
safe?" That's what I knew. And it's and here's the weirdest part too. She was like, "What the fuck kind of question you asking me, officer?" She was cussing at this dude. That was me. I would have been
I
get
would
off
have
the.
shut the fuck up. Yeah.
She was. I'm like, yo. I'm like, oh my gosh. But
Dude, white women have so much balls with the police. It's so
yeah,
funny.
y'all can get away with anything because the privilege and shit like that. Check out
Right.
last video when that white girl said like she was caught stealing what Boglum those things. Our last video.
Oh yeah. Check out. See if you can guess the criminal video. Sure.
Yeah,
Link in the description down below.
she was just how she was saying she had so many white privilege. She was stealing mass shit from house to house and shit. And so the judge is like, you know what? Judge kind of dismissed the case. Literally dismissed the case.
She said community service. Yeah.
Only community service. Like imagine a black woman did the same crime she did, but didn't get the same sentence. The same crime she committed, she got a whole different what do you call it, degree. She had a whole different degree or whatever it is. Like me, if a white man attempted murder, right, but yet I commit the same thing he did, bro, like my crime is gonna my time is gonna be more than his. He's probably gonna serve
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 years community service. They're gonna say he's mentally unstable. But in terms of murder, though, how is he mentally unstable? He's trying to kill somebody, right? Versus me. Oh shit, I'm gonna spend life 20, 30 years in prison, yo.
Yeah.
And this is what black women need to think about. You need to protect us black men. And if you start doing that and open your eyes and seeing like the what's happening, what's going on, and seeing like, yo, we're not out here to get you guys. We're out here to protect you.
Right.
But you have to let us to protect you. If you're over here bashing about us and wanting, or you are in some type of a feminism, raising the flag of feminism. Oh, I'm feminine. I'm a boss bitch. I'm this and that. That's showing us that you don't love us. It's just showing us that you hate us so much that there's hatred that's there's this spell that they put on you guys into to and that spell it is, I'm gonna tell you the spell, guys. It's pretty easy. It's just racism. It's now it's called, I think they call it intersymptomatic, by going against your own people,
Yeah.
right?
It's like the slave mindset,
A
bro.
slave mindset where now we're gonna have these two. And the funny thing, see how they choose women to attack us? Because now they notice niggas not attacking niggas no more. So they send you guys after us.
Oh, I mean, I think you said it really well. Like, women, you have to protect us so we can protect you. You know.
Yeah, you gotta stand up. When I say protect us, stand up for us. Stand up for who you are as a man.
Yeah.
Like once you stand up with us, yo, I'm telling you, we're gonna start protecting you. We're gonna start seeing you at a different light. And men need to start respecting women, right? Not judge them in a way, not curse them, saying that they ghetto, they're ratchet and shit. Yeah, they all like that. But at the same time, I think women need to start becoming more feminine towards us and be more receptive to like be more accepting of who we are as a man, because we're men. There's a reason why we have this energy and all this aura, where when you see us together, we're fucking dominating, right? Dominating a room when we walk in, dominating when we driving the road and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, like I never forget. There's this dude I was driving in this dude like he was black dude in the most ghettoest town in Boston. Like, bro, why you like fucking nigga? He was slamming his brakes and shit, bipping at me and things like that. I got a white guy and he's like, oh shit, wow. And he didn't see, he's like, wow, that was uncalled for. you know? I'm like, to me, it was like, why is he acting that way, bro? Like,
Right.
what are you acting like? It's like, it's just so stupid. Like, I could see why women act the way they act. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Cause the nigga like I saw was acting dumb and stupid, acting like, yo, bro, you ain't gotta do all that shit, bro.
Yeah. On the
Yeah,
other
you ain't
end,
gotta be aggressive in the road.
I'll say black men, we have to stop fucking up too. How can you expect your woman to love and support you
Right.
if you don't step up as a man?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess as my final thoughts, right? We have to protect each other in different ways, as the masculine and feminine energy does. As the feminine from the woman, black woman, you have to protect us emotionally, and you have to protect us psychologically. You know, you can't be tearing us down. You can't be attacking us and it's getting these little jabs and destroying our confidence and destroying our psychology and then fucking up our kids' minds. You have to make us want to come home. You know, you have to make us want to come home, and you have to make us look forward to spending time with our family, not prepare for another battle when I get home.
Right.
And black men, we have to just step up as men. Everything we talk about on this channel, we have to step up as men and take care of the family. I know it's tough. I know it's tough when your girl's coming at you, and I know it's tough, but you're the man. You gotta lead and you gotta step by example. You gotta set the example. You can't just say, well, when she starts doing this, nah, man, like she's hurt. Like she's hurt, man, and she needs someone to help her heal, and she needs someone to be an example for that before she can do it. Because, like most things in life, m- most people are afraid to take action on a certain thing, in creating a business, on becoming an influencer, on becoming famous, on becoming a musician, because they've never seen someone do it before them in their life. Most people are afraid of taking this action, not because the action is actually scary. It's because they've never seen someone do it and succeed before. You
Yeah.
know,
Final words, guys. Take action, niggas. Take action. Step up. Stop being weak. Stop having media dictate what who you are as a man. Stop having them choosing where you actually come from. Like stop hearing them. Stop letting them control your narrative and script. It's just just step it up, just step up, be a man. When your girl is fucking up, uplift her, pick her up and shit. And ladies out there who are in a relationship in the black, have like black couples out there, or black girls out there who wants to love again by another black man, because you notice that white man wasn't it. It wasn't it. It wasn't working out, and you notice that, and then the shit didn't work out. So you break out of that. Don't give up on us. Don't give up on us. Don't nag at the man. You gotta accept for who he is. If he's quiet, let him be. Let him be silent. Let him be quiet. Let him be in his own space. Because what we love is a woman who accept us as a man, who give us peace. Because as a man, we want peace. And when we get peace from the woman that we love, we'll do anything for her. And when we do that, we're so vulnerable, and you have to actually love and support us, because sometimes when we are most vulnerable when we come home.
yeah,
Okay, when we come home, when we eating at the kitchen table, like when we you know out in public holding hands, whatever it is. But at the same time, don't demonize us. Don't put us down. Don't hit on us. Let's create something. Let's create a safe space where we can come together, express our feelings, express our traumas, and talk about it. Like, let's break out that generation curse where they say, "Oh, oh, she's ghetto, she's a ratchet. Like, don't listen to this bitch. She's crazy. She's a boss bitch." And don't listen to those. Oh, he's a hood nigga. He's broken nigga. He's poor. He's. You look at the way he talk. Look at the way he dressed. Look at the way he is. Like, he's scared. He got tattooed all of his body. Oh, you went to jail for how many years? Oh, I can't fuck with you. Don't listen to that, yo. Don't listen to don't follow what they say. Like, why you gotta care or think what they think? Why? Just change. You gotta be able to change the narrative, because you are the main story of your life, bro. And girls, you are your main story, bro. Like, you have to create your purpose, ladies out there, is to nurture and be fruitful. All right, that's your purpose. Why are you gotta? I'm telling you, it's a lie. It's a lie for you to be masculine. It's a lie for you to be a man. It's a lie for you to work 60, 70, 80 hours. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You gonna tell me that in the 50s that we're gonna stay home, take care of the kids while you guys go to fight for going to war for us and win the war? No, that would never happen. You guys won't even make it. You won't even make it that close. I'm telling you, there's no way, because you're like, oh, you going first. No, I'm not going first. You go first. Like, women, you guys are undecisive and making decision. You don't show what you want. That's why reason why we're here, to help you to make decision that you couldn't make, and in a way where we trying to thrive together and uplift one another and push each other to our limits. Where, because we're here, guys, to grow, where we can grow together and we can synchronize. Where we be able to sync. Like, I can talk to you, I can talk to my wife without even saying a word, just by looking at each other's eyes and shit. It's fucking crazy. You can't do that with other race. You can't.
right,
You
yeah,
can't. You
not
can't
yet.
even speak your own language when you're in the other race. You can't. I'm telling. This is why the Chinese stick together. This is why the Middle Eastern stick together. That's why the Arabic niggas stick together.
Because if you don't, you'll start to forget who you are.
Yeah, you're gonna forget your language. You're gonna forget your culture. You forget where you come from. You're gonna forget your identity, your ancestor that's building these roads and this pavement, this everything that you've seen here. Because of us, we come that far, and trying to make they want us to forget about it, man. just gotta be true to yourself. Be honest with yourself, and hang out with more black people. I don't know, you know, hang out with niggas that's real. Hang out with bitches
Yeah.
that's real.
Study where you come from, you know?
You know, like know your history. More importantly, know where you come from. Black history is important to know where we really come from, what we had to go through to become where we at now. That's what
Know,
I'm
yeah,
saying, man.
know your history, know where you come from, but more importantly, know yourself, you know? But yeah, no, thank you guys for watching, you know? I hope you guys got some sort of value out of this and stuff. You know, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know any more topics you guys want us to do on the podcast. We're definitely open to bringing on guests and stuff. I think we're actually going to have a surprise guest in a couple of weeks or so. So stay tuned for that, you know? But yeah, like I said, thank you guys for watching, okay? Be
Appreciate
safe,
it.
okay?